If we took a snapshot of your life or my life right now and just kind of looked at it and said, okay, where we at, where we started at, where we're at right now, where we're at, we could say, a snapshot of our life right now is a point in time in a growth process that we stop and look and find ourselves. And what we'll find is that our life to this point, according to what Jesus was saying here, is a result of what we have allowed to grow in our heart. The seeds that were sown in our hearts that took root and grew, we are now in that process, and I want to just emphasize, we have not come to an end. It's not the final grade. It's not over with. But we are where we are today because of what has been sown into our heart. The Bible says, watch over your heart with all diligence, because out of it flows all the issues or forces, boundaries, directions, everything comes out of the heart as far as God is concerned in our eternal destination and our temporal life. So let's just think about that a little bit. Are we happy with where we're at? Are we satisfied with the growth process that we have, with the harvest that we have, and with the harvests we have coming? Or are there some things we want to change? Are there some things that are planted in our heart that are bringing harvest that we do not want to have in our heart any longer? Are there things that we're lacking that we want to have start growing in our heart and have a harvest of? And I think a lot of it would have to be just taking the time to Selah, to sit and say, I need to just stop and kind of say, where am I and how did I get here? Because if I'm going to go from here, I kind of need to know what brought me here. And then I kind of need to know, where do I really want to go? I think one of the things that I think personally is kind of sad is whether you're a drunk on the street with no hope, or you're a billionaire, if you've really not taken the time to know who you are and where you're going and why, you're just like a great big old bull with a ring in its nose, and somebody's grabbed that tongue or that ring and is leading you wherever they want you to go. I think that's just anything but except what we're supposed to be. I think it's sad sometimes when we think, well, at least we'd rather be the billionaire than the drunk in the street, but I'm not so sure which one is the farther ahead and who can get there fast, who can get recovered faster. But anyway, we're neither one of those, I don't think, here. But where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And again, we could have maybe 3 points of how to get your life together or whatever else, but that, I think, is just not what we want to look at least not what I want to present. If there's anything I just want to say today is encourage you to stop and think and say, wow, where am I? How did I get here? Where do I want to go from here? Some people are harvesting a crop of and when we talk about seeds or words, we're actually talking about, concepts, perceptions. We're talking about stories. Let me put it this way. Jesus taught in parables. It wasn't to keep people from knowing what's going on. It was just to give them an opportunity to seek. And if they didn't seek, they didn't get it. The only reason anybody when Jesus said, you guys get to understand, they're on the outside. The only reason they are on the outside is because they didn't come into the inside. Anybody that followed Jesus, he explained everything to them. It's whoever seeks gets it, not whoever just shows up in the right crowd. And so he taught it in parables. And why? Because, if he wanted just to manipulate us, control us, and dominate us, he wouldn't have taught in parables. He would have just told us, this is what you do, go and do this. And, and if you don't do it, I'm going to whack you. And it's like, that's a lot of people, the way they think God is, but it's not. No, he's not. He's offering seeds, thoughts and stories. And, of course, later on he says, I'm not the only one sowing. There is a devil that's sowing. So some of the crops we have in our life are things that are negative that have taken root and grown in our lives.